Sonia Levada from Fort Hall, Idaho. Alicia Marin from Fort Hall, Idaho.
Kelsey Bear from Fort Hall, Idaho.
Willina George from Fort Hall, Idaho.
And y'all are from Shoshone Bannock. Okay.
My name's Willina George. We've been doing the MMIW awareness since 2019, and my niece became missing in 2022. 21, May and 13th.
April, she went missing.
But she went missing in April. We have been doing the awareness for her to seek justice for her. We haven't gotten we have all kinds of leads, but it feels like the law enforcement, the justice system doesn't listen to us. Her case was closed by the Chubbuck Police Department as undetermined, but we still carry her signs, her posters, to bring awareness to her. I feel like she needs justice right now. We did have a suspect that was a strong suspect, but he died this past year. But we know there's others involved, and we want to keep pushing for her justice because I think she deserves justice. To me, the Pocatello or the Chubbuck Police Department just kind of brushed her under the rug, and she was somebody. You know, it was kind of like, oh, another drunk Indian, and just let it be like that, you know. But we ourselves have been searching for answers and going to places, people, you know, message us with different things, and we try to contact our local police department, but it's like, it's already closed, the case is already closed. Well, we have more evidence, you know, but nothing goes anywhere. So we want her story to be out there and to be heard, because we can't keep on just knowing that she was out there found in that canal, you know, alone, naked. There has to be something that went wrong, because she wasn't that person to be left out there like that.
I don't know how to start or how to begin with the story, but from what I remembered from this whole thing happening was that I just felt this weird feeling of like something was wrong, and then I started noticing like a sign that my sister hasn't been messaging me, because the last time she messaged was in April. I can't remember the exact date of when it was in April, but she messaged me, and you know, she was just asking me like how I was doing and that she misses me and loves me, and I told her I missed her and loved her back, and then I told her I'll talk to her later because I was doing something that day, and then just out of nowhere she messages me, says, "Ooh, evil," and I'm like, "What the heck?" I go, "Why you? What? I didn't say nothing to you, you know." And she's like, "Oh, ha, I was just kidding." She's like, "Love you, sis," and I was like, "I love you too," and then just from there, like, cause I was doing my own thing too at the time, but after a while, you know, I just started like feeling this feeling to where I went to my little sister's house, Sonia's, and I told her, I go, "Hey, have you heard from Samantha?" And she's like, "No." And you know, we just started talking about like when the last time we talked to her, and then I just we agreed to like go ahead and put a missing person report out on her, and just not even like a week later, that's when that report of a woman in the canal was reported. And I just remember looking at my little sister, and we looked at each other, and we were like, you know, hoping that it wasn't her. But then a few days later, that's when that report came out that it was her. You know, that was the date. I still remember that day like it was yesterday. You know, she was my big sister, So now I'm the big sister now to my little sister. I gotta step up and help her. Well, we help each other. You know, we were trying to be there for our older sister too, to help her. And, you know, and then from there on out, you know, after that happened to her, you know, there were stories or rumors about what happened to her. You know, I've been hearing from other people, oh, did you hear from this person or that person, you know, of what they said of what happened to her, or, you know, I've been hearing she got set up, you know, or just ugly things in the past of what was said. But, you know, what really does truly suck though is that, you know, we didn't get the justice we needed for her, you know. And to this day, you know, I know she's okay though. And I think that's all I like to say about from my side or from what I thought about the story.
Did anybody else want to?
I just want to state that Samantha grew up on the Fort Hall Indian Reservation, and she was well known for being a basketball player, and she had a lot of friends, and a lot of people knew who she was. And she liked to hang out with us sisters and nieces and nephews and her grandpa. When we grew up, she used to bully us, but she was always there for us, and we loved her. We just want justice for Sam. Another thing is, when Sam did go missing, it was a hard time for us. Because we never thought we would lose her at such a young age. We thought we would all grow up together. But that's what I want to add. I think some important information to add some background to us, you know. We all come from, our moms were sisters. I'm their little cousin. Samantha was my older cousin, but growing up out on the Fort Hall Indian Reservation, I feel like we all grew up from a lot of traumas, you know. We had all of our moms, you know, dads in and out, you know, taking care of us, but we lost all of our moms at a super young age, and we really had to grow up taking care of each other. I grew up super young, underneath these siblings of Samantha. Kelsey, Sonia, they helped raise me, their older brother Bobby as well. So I feel like when we heard about Samantha, it affected us, because I feel like as a younger generation, we wanted to do better and not follow in the same footsteps as our moms. You know, we wanted to be there for each other. So losing Samantha, like she said, at a super young age, it was traumatizing to us, because that was one of the bigger and first experiences we had to deal with as losing someone in our age group, you know, a little older than us. But big thing that I like to add, I actually am a part of the department of the Fort Hall Police Department out here on the reservation, and I don't want to speak too much on names or anything, you know, but I pray to the Creator all the time as far as seeking justice for Samantha. You know, I didn't ever involve myself in groups or speak too much about her death unless it was with her sisters or family, you know. But her brother, he took that really hard, you know. And my cousin Bobby, I think he had a lot of leads. I think he had a lot more information that he put out there for anyone to see, you know. And it was horrifying for us to have to sit down and get messages from ugly people, you know, regarding drugs, regarding alcohol. It wasn't something that we wanted to deal with at the time, but it was something that, you know, we were receiving from everyone outside. Everyone was feeding, you know, they think this person, it could have possibly been this, they were saying this, but one name kept reoccurring and reoccurring and reoccurring. And it didn't take place on our reservation, as they say. I believe it started out here on the reservation. I think that it started somewhere out here where that canal led to where it led, and sadly to say, it was not on reservation land, so they handed it off to the county. I wish they wouldn't have. I feel like there would have been a little bit more action taken place if they had the authority to do so, but the criminal investigators out here, they thought more of the case as well. But like she was saying, our Auntie Willina was saying, there wasn't much they can do because the county was just saying that the case was closed. There was no foul play, but we believe differently because, like she said, she was found naked and she was in a canal. But we all know Samantha, we know her well enough, and when you're drunk or you're intoxicated on any kind, you just seem to make dumb decisions and you end up in places you shouldn't be, but I think we all knew her well enough to know even when she wasn't herself 100%, she was smart enough to not be next to a canal, so it just never made sense to me. I was actually at work when she came in to file a missing persons report, and she had came in and said, "Hey, Samantha, have you heard from her?" And it's a hit and miss with her. I'm younger than these guys, by quite a bit, but I was really close to Samantha as well. She was very outgoing and funny, so she would message me for rides and money and a place to stay. But I feel that when she told me that same day I was at work and that person in the canal was found, and we're sitting here and I'm like, man. And unfortunately, when an indigenous person is found on, even if it's county, our police department takes action in it right away. And we actually were able to identify Samantha through her tattoo. And thankfully, because she was sitting in the canal, they said that her body wasn't recognizable. They couldn't identify who she was, but thankfully for her tattoo that she carried of her mom, they were able to identify that it was her. And like she said, or she was saying, it was hard knowing that, we all called each other that day hoping the best, hoping that it wasn't her, but when it came back it being her, it was traumatizing for us because we dealt with similar things with our mothers, and I think with her being as young as she was, it's crazy. But also I feel that, like I was telling you, I think that the creator, he paid his dues and he came back and got, even though we don't have answers, I think that it was a big sign to me, and I think that I got a lot better sleep knowing that the person that, I never wish bad on anybody, but the person that was, ended up passing on shortly after, not ever getting answers for Samantha, was a big sign for me to know, we still want the answers and there were more people involved. I do believe that, but knowing that one person that kept coming up had, paid his dues as well, just made me feel a lot better.
Just ask that, she was a person. She was a sister. She was an auntie, a niece, and that they not judge her by her past. That's what really hurts me, is to them just saying things about her. Yes, she did have an addiction, but she was somebody. She was a person, just like everyone else. And she deserves the justice that she needs.